Hey everyone, it's Josh, and this is going to be another food video because a couple of my subscribers have been asking for food videos. So it's going to be another one about food, and this one specifically is going to be about sugar. Now, as you can tell by the title, I'm about to say some things that are going to surprise you. Now, you've heard it said that processed sugar is bad for you, right? We all know this. We all know cookies, cakes, all that processed refined sugar is bad for you. But what many doctors and what many even nutritionists and health gurus teach is that natural sugars, sugars that come from things like fruit and honey, are better for you, but can be just as bad for you if you consume more than a certain amount a day. I'm here to tell you that this just isn't true. It's nonsense. I don't know where the medical industry even got this from. I'm not sure why the health and diet industry picked this up from the medical industry, but it's not true. You can eat as much natural sugar as you want. Listen, as I've said in other videos, I was 501 pounds on May 2nd of 2021. I'm 380 some pounds now. I'm probably down to the 370s now, or the 360s, because I was weighed 3 months ago. So I probably lost more since then. But let's say I'm somewhere in the 370s right now, like 375. So I've lost 125, 126 pounds. If it were really true that you supposedly have to be careful with fruit the way you do with processed sugar, because at the end of the day, sugar is sugar. See, that's what they tell you. They tell you that fruit is better, but at the end of the day, sugar is sugar, so you have to be careful. And what they try to tell you is that the reason that the sugar is better for you in fruit is because there's usually fiber that goes with it. This is just wrong, okay? I consume, now you guys know, I just showed you that I've knowingly lost 114 pounds, but I'm probably well past it now. But let's say 114 pounds in the last 16 months. I eat over 100 grams of sugar every single day. No doubt about it. I generally have a half pound of grapes or a half pound of blueberries. And then I have 3 to 4 spoonfuls of honey every day. And each spoonful of honey is like 15 or 16 grams of sugar. So I'm getting like 60 grams a day of sugar from honey alone. Then you add another 100 grams of sugar that I get from the half pound of grapes or the blueberries. You're looking at 150 pounds or 150 grams of sugar that I consume every day. If what doctors and what health gurus said was true, that sugar from fruit and natural sugars can be just as bad as processed sugar, I wouldn't have lost a pound. As a matter of fact, I would have gained weight because I'm actually consuming more sugar now than I did when I was eating unhealthy. So instead of losing 114 pounds, I would have gained 114 pounds. I would have been like 600 some odd pounds right now. But it's not true. You can have as much natural sugar as you desire to have. It won't hurt you in the least. As a matter of fact, it will help you more than hurt you. Now, some people might tell you, well, like, careful with honey because honey has fructose in it. And fructose is the same stuff that you see in a lot of foods with processed sugar in it, like granola bars, candy bars, sodas, things like that. This is also not true. The little part that they leave out is that the sugar and fructose in a candy bar or in a soda is different than the sugar in fruit and honey. It's literally different material. It's quite literally, physically, not the same material. It's not the same substance. Yeah, it's fructose, but the thing is that fructose isn't just one thing. There's a whole bunch of different things that fall under the banner of fructose. And I won't get into those right now. I don't even remember the names of most of those because they're complicated 20-letter names. You know how these scientist people, expert people, like to come up with these long, complicated names for things. But anyway, fructose isn't just one thing. There's a bunch of different things that fall under the banner of fructose. Okay? The fructose, the type of fructose that's in fruit and honey is completely different. It is quite literally different physical material than the fructose that you would get from processed sugar. So, no, your body processes the sugar that you get from fruit and honey in a completely different way than it processes processed sugar. Your body actually treats processed sugar as an intruder. It treats processed sugar as sort of the same way it treats like when you get sick. If a sickness enters your system, you know how your immune system elicits a response? Well, your body has an immune response to processed sugar too. It recognizes it as an intruder, something that's not supposed to be there, and it mounts an immune defense to try to get rid of it. But your body doesn't do that with natural sugar. When you're eating natural sugar, your body uses every bit of that for what it's supposed to be used for. So if you're thinking about living healthy, right, and you start to think, well, I'll have to give up sugar altogether except for fruit, and I'll even have to watch my fruit intake. No, you won't. Eat as much fruit as you want. If you want to eat 5 or 6 oranges in a day, do that. If you want to eat a half pound of grapes or even an entire bag of grapes on a particular day, do that. It is not going to hurt you one friggin' bit. Okay? If it did, I would be a dead man right now because I'd be over 600 pounds. My face wouldn't have been cleared up. I wouldn't have gotten healthier. So that's good news for you, for those of you who are thinking about getting on a sort of healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, but you haven't developed the willpower yet because you think you pretty much have to give up all sugar. No, you have to give up all processed sugar, but you can eat as much natural sugar as you please. So hopefully I cleared that myth up because it absolutely is a myth. There is no way that consuming a bunch of fruit is ever going to hurt you. Unless you've got like some rare disease. There's certain types of diabetes, and if you've got some kind of disease that maybe gives you an aversion to all sugars, you might have a problem. But for most of us, we can eat as much fruit and consume as much honey as we want. Although with honey, I wouldn't overdo it because it can cause digestive issues and it can keep you awake at night, right? And I mean, it still is sugar. It's an energy source. So, but a couple of spoonfuls of honey every day, I take about 3 or 4. And I do it just for the treat aspect of it, but I also do it for health aspects. Honey has a lot of health benefits, which is a video for another day. But back to my point. You can eat as much natural sugar from fruits, grapes, blueberries, apples, oranges as you darn well please. It will help you. It will not hurt you. I'm going to link my Venmo down below. Please show your love. That's all for today.